Welcome. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And we know better. Hi, actually, we should say I'm Charlie.
I'm so Julia. I did it to the cadence of We Know Better. What? Oh, you were trying to do the whole thing?
I didn't even get that. I was trying to do I'm Charlie, I'm Billie,
sorry.
but that's okay.
I'm getting it. Sorry, I was doing a Brat thing.
She was doing Brat. She wasn't doing the bit that we obviously planned out.
We didn't plan it. So
what did you think I meant when I said I'm Charlie? Did you not think I was going that route?
No, I thought you were just saying, like, Brat in general. I didn't know you were going for our specific outfits.
Oh.
So that's why I said I'm so Julia in the cadence of We Know Better. Because I was like, that's a Brat thing. That's funny.
Honestly, I didn't even get the We Know Better part. I thought it sounded like how she says it in the song. So maybe We Know Better goes to the tune of I'm So Julia. Which, that is very Brat of us.
Yeah, so long story short, I'm Billie Eilish. That's what I was not getting from Morgan's subtle hint.
Did you guys tell? Do we look very guess music video?
Wanna guess what me and Billie have been... That's literally your line, but that's fine.
That is my line, but that's okay. It is a good line.
That's been stuck in my head since we decided to do the outfits. I've actually been listening to Guess so much since we decided we were going to do the outfits.
It's so good. Yeah, we're going to BRAT tonight when we're filming this.
That's why we're dressed like this.
Yeah, we're going to wear this to a concert, to the arena tour, BRAT arena tour. We're excited. We are in the nosebleeds because we're not paying all that money.
We were late to BRAT. That's why we're in the nosebleeds, because we were not true BRAT believers. Even when the tickets went on sale for this, I would say we were kind of BRAT, but not like fully. But we were BRAT enough in our minds to know that it would be a crime if we didn't go. Yes. So we bought nosebleeds because we thought by the time it comes around, we'll get it. Mm-hmm. Because we both did not get it last summer.
No.
We got, like, certain songs. I've always loved Girls So Confusing.
We were having a Chapel Roan summer.
That's fair.
That was our obsession.
Yeah.
Because we saw her in March, and then it was just fully... I mean, we were in it before that, but then it was fully in at that point. There was no stopping, so...
Yeah,
we just didn't have room
in
our... Yes, and Good Luck Babe dropped. And then the entire world was kind of getting it because of Coachella. And so a lot of people there was Chapel Roan nights all of a sudden, and we were like, yes, that's what we're about.
Oh, we should talk about Chapel Roan night. Your Chapel Roan night.
We went to a Chapel Roan night last July, and it was the last time that I was going to drink for a while because I was on some Accutane meds, and... I think I had a night that Chapel would be proud of.
She made out with 3 girls.
Yeah.
One of them outside the Chapel night. And then gave her the wrong number.
On accident.
Girl that got away. She got away from
I literally think of her all the time.
That's what I was getting at.
That is literally, she's my Subway.
That's horrible.
Song.
Don't ever say that.
The one girl, I don't even really remember her face or really anything about her because I was very drunk.
I was smoking a cig. I don't smoke cigs, that's a lie.
And the Uber was coming. It was really dramatic.
Yes! She was mid-makeout, and I was like, get over here. The Uber is here. Get in the fucking car. And then as soon as we get in the car, torrential downpour to, like, the point where I was, like, a little bit scared.
Oh, I didn't even remember that.
Yes, it was, like, a horrible thunderstorm. And, like, we were, like, kind of swerving a little because it was just so rainy. I was, like, terrified. But you were, like, riding the high of making out with that girl, so I wasn't going to say anything, but I was scared. And I also made out with a girl, but... Never mind.
I don't remember that.
She was friends with the girl you were making out with, and then they were like, she has a huge crush on me. Like, her other friend. You befriended this other girl in this group chat, this group. And so we were hanging out, and we were pressuring him to play casual, because he wouldn't.
We were.
Yeah, so that's who we were buddy-buddy with, this group. And then she kept coming up to me and be like, my friend is so into you, like, all this stuff. And I was not really into the girl, but I still made out with her because it was Chapel night.
This is something we talked about. We're a little out of practice with kissing.
Stop. Yes, because Caleb Heron was talking about in his in his royal court with Brittany Borowski how he is a self-proclaimed great kisser, and he was talking about it, and he was like, you can't just meet, you have to like go up and down and like change, and I was like, I don't fucking think I can kiss her now. I'm like,
I think I
out
get
of practice.
To the act and I'm just panicking. I'm just like, I'm following the lead. I'm doing what feels good. I have no idea if it's actually good, but...
Well, I haven't kissed someone who I, like, intended to kiss again in a long time.
Yes, same.
So it's never good. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's really no pressure behind it being good because it's been so
right,
long.
and most of the time I'm drunk, so it's also messy.
Well.
Like, it's not like I'm going in for that, like, sweep you off your feet kiss. And, like,
right.
I don't even remember what it was like to kiss Nick, if I'm honest. Maybe that's a good thing.
I think so.
I don't know if I was even a good kisser then. Actually,
you probably weren't. You were...
No, actually kind of cute. Like, I think we got better, but, like, actually at the beginning, because I was the first person he ever kissed, and he was the second man I ever kissed. Basically the same thing. But I remember in, like, the early days, like, we'd all go to, like, our same friend's house or whatever, and then we would, like, walk out to the cars and, like, have, like, a moment before we, like, left, right? Because it was so new that he wasn't, like, coming over my house all the time.
Sure.
Right? And all we were doing was kissing. And I remember one time we, like, went to say goodbye and we, like, tried to, like, make out and our, like, teeth clanked. But it was, like, so... Like, I look back on it with, like, happy nostalgia because I was embarrassed. We were both embarrassed in the moment, but because we both did it, it was funny. It's, like, very nostalgic in a good way to look back on. Like, cute. Oh, what, I was such a fucking teenager back then.
Right.
But, like, now I'm an adult, so I can't be doing that shit.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing at a grown age to...
Right. Well, I'm actually not. I'm actually, which age should I be? 21? I'm freshly 21.
Right.
That's why I'm wearing this. That's why I'm wearing this fuck-ass hat. It's actually Chase Atlantic, if anyone is into that band. It's a good band.
It's for the Billie aesthetic.
Yeah.
But...
Do you want to take me through your fit? And we can, like, switch off or whatever? You don't have to move, just explain.
Explain what?
Like, how it's relating to the Guess music video?
It's the baggy t-shirt with a little bit of... It's cut to be off the shoulder. It's not pure Guess music video. But yes, we got these matching shirts. They don't say brat if you can't read it. You probably can, but they say cunt because I feel like that's more real to us.
We are cunt.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm wearing a really short mini skirt. Y'all can't... I mean, you can tell how short it is right now, but if I were to stand up, you'd be seeing a whole lot of ass, so...
In a good way.
Sorry, maybe check out the TikTok. Shout out to our TikTok because I bet it'll be out in that.
If you want to see Morgan's ass, hey, go to weknowbetterpod with 2 Ds on TikTok.
Yes.
A few days after this releases. Or no, before. I don't know when we're going to release
It'll be before,
Are we gonna
probably. I don't know.
Just post it today?
I feel like, yeah, just post it today.
Yeah, so it will already be there, but if you haven't seen it yet, We Know Better Pod 2 Ds.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm wearing lacy black pair of underwear. No little bows. Actually, no little bows. I made sure. I hope I didn't flash the camera there.
Not beating the allegations with that specific lyricism match, but yeah.
What allegations?
Because Billy's talking about giving a girl a lacy black pair of underwear.
Oh, true. But she's more yearning for Charli in that video.
True.
Charli's like, but I'm straight.
Yeah,
Charli,
yeah,
come on.
fair.
Charli, you're not fooling anyone.
Yeah, and she got the cunty boots as well.
Yeah, some new boots. That's what I got.
Ooh, they're new. They're cute. I like them a lot. To do Billie, she's wearing a jersey, but I wanted to wear the shirt where you can see the cunt because she bought it for my birthday, the matching. So I cut it so it's like a muscle tee. I hope I don't make my body look bad by showing you all that, but and then it's a white tee under it because she's wearing a white tee under a jersey in the music video, so I just turned this into somewhat of a jersey look. Funny enough, the t-shirt I'm wearing says Dan and Phil made me gay, and all I got was this t-shirt. That's what it says, so I think that's fitting with the fit.
Is that merch they actually sold, or is that
for the
from
tour
Etsy?
that I just went to?
That's so funny.
They know their audience.
I love that.
Yeah. Baggy jeans. These are actually one of my favorite pair of baggy jeans. Trucker hat where it's like more circular, and it's Chase Atlantic. Why is there, I feel like, and I'm wearing, like, I put on a ton of rings. I normally only wear these 2. Very cunt.
So someone pull up a side by side. Do we like?
No, don't say someone because that's me. I'm editing this in 2 days.
I don't know, a fan, because we have fans now, you guys. Well, we have had fans.
We've had 2, or is it 3 now? 2 positive comments on the last...
3?
Mm-hmm. On the last pod of... We're assuming it's women. By their... I guess I can't assume that. But
they're sweet, and so we think it's women.
The way they're talking makes me assume women, but that's probably... I shouldn't assume that.
True, they didn't give their genders or pronouns. Yeah. If whoever you are...
But anyway, 3 people commented being like, this feels like a conversation with friends, and this flows so nice, and this is such a good distraction, like, while I'm doing homework and stuff. Mm-hmm. People we have no idea, and I did not expect to reach that type of outreach so soon. We're talking like we're super famous, we're not. But 3 comments of random strangers is crazy to me.
Yes, to me as well. I just can't believe it. Maybe it's some of you guys and your secret accounts that you have for some reason. I don't care if it is. I'm just thankful for the people that would take the time out of their day to write nice things like that. You didn't have to. Yeah. So it's really sweet.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Every single time we've gotten one of those, and either I text you or you text me, it's like, I can't believe this is real. That people are saying these nice things about us.
It's really nice. So thank you to those people. I hope you're still watching and it wasn't a one-time thing. Because you mean a lot to us.
Yeah, it even though we don't know what their gender orientation is, it felt like we were reaching to the girlies. Mm-hmm. Girlies is more of like a free, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A grouping of people. You don't necessarily need to be a girl to be one of the girlies.
Right.
But, like, it finally felt like that's what we want with this podcast, to reach the girlies, not reach the fucking stupid men. And it felt like, yes, the girlies are getting it. They're on the same vibe as us. This is exactly... We want girly to girly, like, fucking communication. What's it called? When you read, like, brain to brain.
Telepathy?
Yeah.
Telepathy?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking for here. Brain to brain, like, we are just communicating telepathically. Yeah, I think that is the word.
Maybe. Whatever, we're not freaking scientists.
I literally am.
I'm not a freaking scientist. So leave me alone. Give her all the flack you want. Not in the comments, though.
Yeah, we have been getting hate comments by men. There's 2 of them now. Well, I'm assuming also they're men, but I think you can tell by their...
The names are... Well, one of them says their name and it's male presenting, and the other is a name of a TV show character, but it's giving man.
Yeah, they were just... And it wasn't on the pod, which is hilarious. Yeah. It was on a short on YouTube? Mm-hmm. It was on a short. And... It was her saying, hey, drop your sexuality in the comments. Yeah. And me saying, hey, if you know my sexuality, how about you drop it in the comments? It's like a funny clip that we just clip funny things and send it to try to promote. And short got like, 2,000 views? Something crazy. Something that's crazy in retrospect to what the channel is normally gathering.
Yeah, specifically on YouTube is the crazy part, because we post all of our clips on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and the ones before that got maybe 10 views. And so for that one to randomly start getting 2,000 was crazy, but it was, part of that was the hate comments from random men.
These 2 men, I think, writing, one was like a fucking essay. Just saying, like, they're chasing after their adolescence. You're not as cool as you think you are. Like, you think you're saying something profound, but you're not. I've never claimed to be pro-fucking-found. I have not claimed that. I'm dressed, I'm wearing a shirt that says cunt. Like,
and what happens if I am chasing after my adolescence? What if I do want to still be young? Like, who cares?
Yeah, and
like,
also...
And how was that bothering you?
Also, the fact that it was definitely 2 men, it's just like, what about this scenario is telling you that I want your fucking man opinion? Oh, you don't like it? You're gonna put a dislike? Oh, no. Engagement goes up.
Yeah, literally. The reason why that short got so many views is definitely because we actually were getting hate comments and probably dislikes. So.
Getting engagement that pushes it further. Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah. That's not an invitation, though. Don't be writing hate comments, please. If you're watching this right now. Which I don't think anyone that's actually watching this right now would, but...
Right. Well, one of the hate comments did lend to the fact that the man definitely had to have watched the pod episode, because the things he was referencing was us. He was also making fun of the fact that we had said like way too much. And listen, valid call out, because I even noticed it when I was editing. But we were nervous.
You even said it in the episode. You said I'm saying it too much.
And it was just because that was our first episode, a lot more off script, because it's only the second episode.
Right.
And we didn't have... We're hitting point A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We're going to start here and we need to end here. Okay, it doesn't matter where we go in between. Right. And so I think that's going to be a learning experience as we keep making more and more, obviously.
Definitely. Well, and if I say like, it's just a part of my vocabulary. I don't know.
We're Gen Z.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
I've never cared.
Gen Z vernacular, I'm sorry, it's not very academic. Sue us. Blame society. It's all society's fault.
And if you genuinely get bothered by it, then okay, this podcast isn't for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to reach the other people in the world that talk like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think men are our target audience unless you're Kevin. Kevin, you rock. Me and Kevin got in a mini argument, actually, about something I said on the pod last episode, but it wasn't really an argument, it was a tiff. He just thinks I have a really negative view on death, and you know what? Maybe I do. That's just that. But shout out Kevin. Kevin actually wanted me to say this on the pod. Not Kevin, sorry, I won't address it. I'll address everyone. That's what he wanted me to do.
Okay.
Everyone, this pod is for the girls, the gays, and Kevin.
Okay.
He wanted me to explicitly say that it was for the girls, the gays, and also him. Because he wants to feel included.
Okay. Well,
So
you're welcome, Kevin, yeah.
We love you. Well, I love you, sorry, I'm not trying to put that on. Okay.
I don't know you well enough to say that.
That's
Is
why
that crazy?
I said no. That's not crazy. That's why I said it and immediately retracted it. I was like, that's crazy for me to put on her who barely knows him.
I love your support of the podcast.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
You watch
I
us
love
every pod?
everyone's support of the podcast.
Yes.
The ones that are actually supporting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring up those nice comments, because that was super sweet. And also, like, going off of those men, actually really funny point of view, I was back home last weekend. Yeah, last weekend. My mom's been pretty sick. So I went back home to talk to some of her doctors and such. And I caught up with one of my old friends from high school. I won't say his name. Actually, eventually he'll visit, and I kind of want him on the pod. We talked about it. We have so much rich history that would go crazy on the pod. You could do, like, a full tell-all interview of the two of us. It would go crazy. So
I'm not sure how I feel about giving men a platform, but we'll see.
It'll be in years' time. We need women first.
Yeah.
It just was a funny thought.
Yeah.
We were talking...
I'm just kidding. I'm not putting it off the table.
Well, I'm not kidding. I agree with you on a serious way. But he looked at me and he goes, oh, I heard about the pod, like, tell me about that. And I said, oh, like, thank you, I'm, like, really excited, did you see it on my social media? And he said, no, the group chat was talking about you. So, the context of that, his whole friend group, for the most part, they dislike me, mostly because they all tried to date me at one point or another, or maybe, okay, benefit of the doubt, I tried to date them maybe also, and it didn't work out. You know, not all of them. I'm not trying to claim that they all were in love with me. That's not true. But one of them's my middle school boyfriend, and one of them, I was going out with him while I was going out with another guy who asked me to prom. Long story short, wasn't exclusive with either of them, so it was not cheating. But anyway, lots of animosity with this group, basically all the rest of his friends. To the point where it's like, for the last 4 years, I post on TikTok, and they, like, send the TikTok in the group chat, and, like, why is she making this? She's so stupid, ridiculous, blah, 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 blah. Which is fine, I don't really give a fuck. But, so, apparently, and I was like, oh, so, in the group chat, did they see my, like, Instagram post? Like, oh, they sent the post. Because to me, that makes sense. I'm sure, especially when I first started posting about the pod, I know there are ops out there that were screenshotting or sending it to each other, being like, this girl's making a podcast, like, who the hell does she think she is? This is so embarrassing. I knew that before I even, like, you know, going into making the pod. That was just what it was. And he was like, no, they were talking about discourse you talked about in the first episode, like, and talking about their opinions on what you said. And I said, oh, so they're fucking fans. So, shout out to y'all, those men from Connecticut. I should not dox my hometown.
No.
But, shout out to them. Sorry that you don't like me. That's okay with me.
Yeah, I don't get... If I had an op or someone I didn't like, I guess there's probably people I do. I don't really watch what they're doing or what they got going on.
Exactly. That's why I thought they had seen the social media or TikTok. That's like, I feel like I would do that to someone I hate. Not to be like, I gossip about people I don't like. I'm just like everyone else. I'm not better than you. I don't claim to be better. But I would send someone's TikTok that I think is embarrassing. You know what I mean? And be like, this is so embarrassing. Look at this girl. Oh, less often it's girl. It's not often girl, sorry. That made me seem like a hater. Also, I'm talking fast and getting excited. But the fact that they had things to say about what we were talking about, you're a fan.
Yeah.
You're a fan.
If you're watching the episode, I hate to admit it, you're a fan in some way because you're getting our views up. So, if you're hate watching, I don't even care. You're just helping the algorithm, so thanks.
Yep. Being podcasters who have hate viewers is brat.
It is brat. And also sending the TikToks of people you don't like around is brat.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, I am a girl's girl when it matters. And in general. You know what I mean? I would not knock someone for doing something weird or being a little weird. I'm probably significantly as weird as they come. If we look around, let's not revisit the femcel thing. I get it. So I'm not one to judge. It's more so girls that are already ops who have done me dirty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if you're a girl, and okay, my philosophy with this, if you're an op and you've, like, actually hurt my feelings, you're a girl, I'm gonna hate on you and I'm gonna be mean to you and I'll probably talk behind your back. Yes, I will. But if you are walking alone on the street and I see a man is approaching you, yes, 100% I'm walking up to you and I'm pretending like we're best friends. Yeah, that's what definitely. It is to be a girl's girl, in my opinion. Yeah.
I agree, because it's always, even the worst of women, it's always the worst of women over the male population in general when it comes to protecting them or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ginger is, like, breathing heavy at the foot of the bed and just staring at Morgan's sexy boots. I don't really know what she's thinking about, but I'm sure she likes them.
She's maybe getting a little stressed and confused because she can tell this is a gay energy that's going on from a gay music video.
Once again, circling back, my dog is really homophobic.
Ginger, please.
She's probably going to plop next to you. Yeah.
All right.
This is Ginger. Welcome to the pod.
Welcome back. Yeah, everyone's favorite guest.
She actually isn't allowed to actually have any comments today because 3 days ago, I decided out of the goodness of my heart, oh, my baby puppy, my little angel, she needs a bath. She hasn't had one in, like, a few weeks. You know, I'm going to do this because I'm nice. She wasn't really particularly dirty, but, you know, she gets a little stinky, and it was time to unstink her. Mm-hmm. She got a bath. She was so lovely. She looked so good. I leave for a work meeting and then to go to the gym. So maybe I was gone for 2 hours tops the next day, because I worked from home, but I had a meeting that I wanted to go to in person so that I could look at the engineer face-to-face while we talked. Mm-hmm. Come back. Shit all over herself, all over the crate, smeared all over her underbelly. My dad was visiting this weekend. He was coming in less than an hour, and I was like,
perfect timing.
I love you, and I know it's not your fault. She's 14. Her birthday passed in the past 2 weeks, actually. A little incontinence is pretty common. But I was ready to literally beat her up and down the block. I was like, you are done. And then she runs around and gets all excited, getting her little stinky paws everywhere, running around. I had to quickly run, close all the doors, block off all the couches so she couldn't jump anything with her, like, underbelly. Yeah. I was stressed. And I came home with the intention of I need to quickly deep clean my shower bathroom anyway. Because I was going to do it the day before. Thank God I fucking didn't. Yeah. I would have actually freaked out and probably cried if I had to re-clean my shower, because I had to really get in there and scrub. Yeah
Not good. That's why I can't do dogs in my life right now. I guess cats could have the same thing. Oreo did shit on the floor the other day. I just came home and there was shit on the floor, but it wasn't all over him, so it was like, okay, it's fine.
I think it's less, dogs I think are in general messier. But I think for Ginger, it's less of a dog thing and more of just being an older animal thing.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want a puppy neither.
I wouldn't want a puppy.
Probably
Fair enough.
An older dog, and so I would have be running into the same issues.
I guess what I'm saying is I think any older animal is going to start leading into that incontinence that she's experiencing. She's not really, in general, very dirty. She's not really an outdoor gal. Look at her.
Yeah. Is it obvious, you guys, that she's not prime athletic lady?
The only time she runs is if she spots a piece of trash on the ground that she deems to be edible. And then she darts forward for it.
Did you think of the chicken leg?
Yes, you tell it. You
we went camping with my family, Elizabeth and I, and we brought Ginger along, and she was going on all sorts of walks because we were so close to the outside. Wow, obviously. And so lots and lots of walks, and we were walking in the dark, like last walk of the day, and all of a sudden she just runs up and she latches onto something, and it's completely dark, so we don't see what it is, and then we put the flashlight on her, and she has a freaking chicken thigh. Yeah, basically
wing?
A drumstick.
Yeah, it is a drumstick. I don't know what part that is, but yes, it is a drumstick.
Chicken leg, I guess. Chicken leg in her mouth, clenched on.
Full meat.
If you can get someone the hadn't eaten it in the video.
I was gonna say I'll put it on the screen for this part.
Because it is a crazy picture. She looks deranged.
And it was like it wasn't like someone ate it and threw the bone.
No, it was a full
meat.
Bone.
So she had her freaking teeth synced into we had to both. Yeah. One of us had to pull at the drumstick, and the other had to pry her jaw open. And her eyes were like, when I read fan fiction and, like, they, like, are about to have sex, they're always, like, their eyes, like, go dark and, like, intense, and, like, that is what Ginger's expression was.
That is literally what her expression was. Oh my god. It was so funny, but why was there just a random chicken leg on the side of the road? I don't know, but she found that shit, and then the rest of the days after that, she was sniffing for it, trying to find it again.
Ginger does that often. If you find, I think that's a dog thing, and also beagles, which she's a pug beagle, a specific thing they do is, like, sniffing and, like, marking things, being like, this was here. So, like, if she finds a piece of trash somewhere, she's investigating that spot every single day for the rest of her life.
Oh, God. It was fun. She's a little crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I went camping with Morgan's family. Don't read into that.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah,
I actually don't think we're ever going to get any allegations because we joke so much about how obvious that we should have allegations is. Does that make sense? Every time I do something that should, or one of us does something or mentions something, which maybe makes us a bit too cautious in an annoying way, but I think it's almost like a funny inside joke.
True.
Between us and I guess
well, it is for us, but I feel like still from the outside party, they're going to be like, that's us. I don't care if y'all are joking about it, you're deflecting.
Hey, we didn't...
And if you don't, they're going to be like, if you don't know, then you're just living in denial.
But hey, we slept in separate beds in the camper, and actually one
of the nights.
No, you slept with your sister because you gave me and Ginger the bed to ourselves.
One of the nights. The other night I slept with you. Remember, Ginger slept in between us because both of my sisters were there that night, and they slept in the same bed together.
No, Haley came the last night and slept with you. I had my own bed the whole time. Maybe the first night, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I had my own bed for a good portion, though, because you were like, you have Ginge, you should have the space.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But anyway, regardless, this was me to bring up the funny point that the last night we were there, we each had our own bed, and Ginger chose to sleep with her. And then also, when I had the bed for me and Ginger, and you were sleeping with, I think it was Haley, Ginger decided to sleep with her and a stranger. She does not know her sister. I felt so bad. I was like, I'm so sorry my dog has decided to snuggle with you.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know your sister's opinion of animals or dogs. I mean, not that I think it's negative, but I don't think I would want a random stranger's dog trying to snuggle with me when I'm trying to sleep.
Valid.
You know, like, I would be a little bit uncomfortable with that, and I'm an animal person.
I don't think she cared. But Jen's just gonna do what she wanna do.
Yeah, she slept with my dad, and my dad was visiting this weekend, as I mentioned, slept in the anime room. I offered my bedroom. Because I was like, it's kind of weird for my dad to sleep in this anime room with
Edward.
And I have body pillows of anime men with, like, they're not naked, but it's like, it's implied that they're gonna get there. It's under both of us, actually. One of us
It's implied that they're gonna get there.
Both from Jujutsu Kaisen. Guess the characters down below. If you know, you know. I actually only think Bradley would know, and I don't know if he's going to watch this episode. He watched the Teen Beach Movie one. He watched last episode, though, because I said we name-dropped him. And he assumed, because it was all about how much we hate men, he said, oh my god, you aired me out for when I was mean to you in high school. Or he's like, you're going to talk about how I'm ugly. Or he said, you're going to expose me for being such a huge weeb. That's why I said he's the only one who's going to get it. I text him every single day. And you would think that means we're besties so close, which we kind of are. But most of it's about anime. Or anime characters or anime men. And I send him about 1,000 TikToks every week of anime edits, mostly men. Anyway, and then he finishes it. He goes, my call out was for me being able to sing Falling for You from Teen Beach Movie. I said, yes, it was.
And
yes,
that's deserving of a call out.
Yes, exactly. But then he claimed he liked Teen Beach Movie too, and I thought that was pretty invalid.
Yeah, Bradley, if you're watching this one, you're rebuked. Because why would you say that?
You're not allowed to come to our Teen Beach Movie birthday party. You are uninvited.
I would have a Teen Beach Movie birthday party.
Well, we can always... Your birthday just passed, but let's brainstorm that, write that down, remember it for next year. That's pretty brat.
That is pretty brat.
Having a Teen Beach Movie... Everyone has to show up as a character.
Period brat?
No. I think having a Teen Beach Movie themed birthday party at turning 24, you will be, is brat.
Alright. I can accept that.
Yeah. Do you know what I think is brat that I actually did yesterday?
What?
Wow, I really hope neither of my parents end up watching this, actually. Well, actually, I don't really care, and my mom does. And she would be the only one who probably would. Mm-hmm. Except I'm not telling my parents, but I'm not telling them. Mm-hmm. I'm not advertising it to them. If they find it, they find it. And if they ask me, I won't lie. Anyway, my dad was stressing me out so hard yesterday. Me and my dad don't hang out. I don't have a bad relationship with him anymore, but we're not a friendly relationship. We don't just hang out. My dad texted me, even if I was, like, home visiting. He was like, or texted me. He can't even talk to me in my face. That's what I'm assuming in this scenario. If he asked me to sit down and watch a movie with him, I would assume someone in the family died. Like, that's how much we don't hang out. So, and he got done lecturing me. Oh, we fought about who was going to be my beneficiary for my 401k, which is ridiculous. It's my sister, and he does not think that's right. And I said, everything I do in this life is just for my sister, for the most part. Mm-hmm. And all the money I've made my whole entire life has almost been, it's like I do this so that my sister can be successful, you know? And that's how I felt for a really long time, at least. So, of course, she was going to be it, and he didn't want it to be. A relevant explanation, I don't know why I'm going so in depth. That's not what... Making your sister your beneficiary in your 401k is not necessarily what is BRAT. Mm-hmm. What is BRAT is I said, okay, I need to go do something for work. And he said, okay, see you later. And I got in the car, and then I drove to the nearest gas station, and I bought a pack of cigarettes, and then I just drove in loops for an hour, listening to music and just chain smoking in the car that he was about to get in to then take to the shop. So I gave him a car that fucking reeked of cigarettes to go to the shop, and I actually thought he was going to come home and beat my ass, but he didn't. Because my parents are really, growing up, they were really strict with me, but, like, they don't really care if I were to smoke weed now, things like that, because both my parents grow weed in a legal state. It actually is a legal state, but just stating it's legal. Yeah. And my sister smokes a lot, too. I don't. But, like, they're pretty chill with drinking drugs and stuff now. They don't really care, as long as I'm not, like, doing something crazy. Mm-hmm. And even if I was, as long as I was hiding it, sure, that's fine. But my dad does not fuck with cigarettes because my mom is addicted. And has been on and off since before I was born. Which, in my defense, is that even my fault then?
Oh, true. You were born into this.
My mom smoked cigarettes during...
True. I think that is BRAT, though. You're getting in an argument, and then you're just going to go chain smoke in the car and drive around. That is BRAT. Were you listening to the BRAT playlist?
No. I didn't really want to listen to... I kind of know enough of them, and each song enough, that I don't want to... I'm not a big prepare for a concert playlist type person unless I don't know the artist, and I, like, really need to know.
True, fair
But enough. I feel like I had a good enough basis knowledge of Charli XCX. I will say I listened to Von Dutch, though, a good amount of times during that period of time. That's my favorite song.
Von Dutch is good.
Also, Talk. I have a crush on Troye Sivan. Like, him and that, I'm like, when he says, like, wanna fuck you, what is it? Now here's the plan, I wanna drive you out to Amsterdam and fuck you in the sun.
I don't know the lyrics.
Bum. He says fuck you, like, I'm gonna fuck you. That's, like, the phrase. Mm-hmm. And it makes me feel something every time.
No, that's valid.
I'm gonna get this hotel to fuck you in. That's what it is. Something like that. And that makes me feel something crazy.
Troye Sivan, if you're watching.
Troye Sivan just posted...
If you want to try it.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Troye Sivan just posted a TikTok saying, my life has been so much better since I've started being attracted to girls. Ladies, if you want to hit me up in the DM. Like, it's a joke, but I'm like, me. Pick me, choose me.
But we're not joking.
But I couldn't wear his clothes, which would make me feel bad.
Why?
I couldn't even think I could get a calf into one of his, like, pant legs.
You couldn't wear his clothes?
Yeah.
I thought you said could.
Yeah, I think... Of all the things that have been bothering me in my life as of late, my body image and how my body looks is, like, the worst. Yeah. Which I hate so much because I feel like I do so many things in my conscious life to not feel that way. To fight that feeling. Mm-hmm. Not even change my body necessarily, but to fight that feeling. But it, like, I feel like I'm hitting an all-time low with how I feel about my body, which sucks.
Yeah. It sucks when I've been trying to take care of my body better than I have in the past couple years as well. Just, like, keep it active and healthy, and I still feel like shit. I don't think I've ever felt good about my body, even when it did look good. I think that's just the nature of being a woman, unfortunately. It does really suck. I think my brain is the problem, and that's what I need to fix, but I don't know how to do that. If y'all got tips.
I talked about it with a friend's girlfriend last summer who I was visiting, and she had said, like, girlhood is looking on your phone and looking at what your body looked like a year ago and being like, God, I was so skinny. Mm-hmm. I'm so fat now, which even fat is just a descriptor. It shouldn't even be a negative. But for women, it's so often, fat is not a negative descriptor when I'm thinking about anybody else but myself. But the problem is that's still an issue, and I know that's an issue, but it's an issue implanted in us by society. So that's what when I'm describing it, this is what I'm meaning. You know, I think fatness is just a descriptor, but the problem is when it comes to my own body, it is a negative descriptor, and that's just an issue that I'm constantly battling in my own head. But the whole idea, I look back at what I look like here, oh my god, I was so skinny, and that must mean I was so pretty, and I was so hot, and everybody wanted me, and then you look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm so ugly, and nobody wants me now, and I'm fat in a negative connotation way. But then you keep doing that every single year because you never feel good about yourself. So it doesn't even matter that you're looking back a year ago and saying, oh, that year I was skinny and therefore that everything was good. Because at that point in time, guess what? You still hated your body. And that is like the female experience.
You know what? Body image issues are kind of brat. Because Rewind specifically mentions it. So it's like canonically brat.
Yeah.
And so that's okay. We're working on it. I feel like, okay, working on body image issues is brat. Not just having them, but working on them. And that's what we're doing. So.
I'm trying. There's good days and bad days. There's a lot of days where I'm like, my body is just a body. And also, my issue is I gained a good amount of weight, which shouldn't be a negative thing.
Right.
But to me, about my own body, it felt that way. From when I first moved here after college. And that's because before I moved here, I had lost a ton of weight because I almost died.
Right.
So it was unhealthy weight loss. So I was not only gaining that back as I gained my health back because I'm in remission from Crohn's right now, which just means that my body isn't currently mounting drastic attacks. Doesn't mean that I don't still have it because I do and I still suffer. And then I was on 100 milligrams of Zoloft so that I wouldn't kill myself when I first moved here because the anxiety, I would go to work and I would get home and then I would throw up my dinner because I was so anxious about going into work the next day. So there was no point where it was like, I'm calm after work or before work. No, it was constant raging anxiety from work. So they like tripled my dose and it helped. It 100% helped, actually. My anxiety issues all last year were so much better. But also I didn't feel anything and I had no motivation to do anything. And I was horrible at my job and I was not horny at all. And
that's the worst. That is not brat. Not being horny is not being horny is brat. And so
do you want to know what's brat? Actually, do you want to know what's brat?
What?
This is actually probably the most brat I've ever been. Going home to your parents' house on Christmas break, quitting your Zoloft 100 milligrams cold turkey, and then being the horniest you've ever been in your 24 years of existence the week you are home with your parents.
Yeah.
In your hometown with the hometown ops.
Yeah, that's bad.
Sharing a room with your mom. Me and my mom are roommates when I'm home. I don't have a bedroom at home. Yeah. Like, there was nothing I could do to, like, alleviate it either.
That was literally the worst.
Didn't bring any sex toys home.
But I bet coming back was kind of, like, a crazy time. It was a crazy experience.
I feel like, but the problem is, we've talked about this before. Even when I'm not horny, I pretty much, especially if I'm depressed, and that's I was last year. I mean, I feel like I'm always on some range of that, but, worse last year. I was so depressed last year, but I was so numb to it from the drugs that I didn't even know. So it just manifested into emptiness. But regardless of that, I was still, like, jerking off every night because just... Even if you're not horny when you go to bed.
Women understand. Women, also, you know.
Yes, orgasming helps you fall asleep, one. And if I also had horrible insomnia, so I'd be like, all right, it was, like, methodical. Like, let me get my rose, let me hit up twitter.com, let me jack that shit, and then go to bed.
It's a coping mechanism, and it does... Yeah. And it's one that kind of works, unfortunately. I mean, unfortunately to who, but, like, it gives off serotonin, so... Sorry.
Yeah. I will say, though, on your comment, I got home, and I have this bigger dildo, and I put that in the bathroom, and I hit that shit for the first time, X Rose, like, it was a dildo X Rose collab. And it was crazy. Yeah. I was like, it actually had me thinking, I got back, and I was like, I changed my, like, Hinge, I think I was deleted off Tinder by then, but I changed my Hinge to add men, and I was like, I should actually have a hookup with a man. Isn't that crazy?
Wow, that is crazy.
I never feel that way. Men don't know how to hook up with me. Well, also...
Men don't know how to hook up, period.
Okay. I just say that. Every man I've ever had a hookup with, they get to the point where they're taking off my bra, and then my giant titties spring forth, and it's like, the foreplay can be pretty good. I actually hooked up with this guy, cheated on my ex-boyfriend with him, actually. Different story for a different time, funny. funny, not my fault. Clarification. Mm-hmm. He, like, was doing so good. It was so hot. And then they, like, look at my boobs and, like, a crazed, like, glaze, it, like, comes over their eyeballs, just like in the fan fiction. And then they just, like, have to rush to get to penetrative sex as fast as possible, and then they last, like, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
In college, I don't think I hooked up with a man who lasted more than a minute. And that's what lost that appeal for casual sex with men.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not fucking letting you stick it in twice, and then you're gonna leave.
It is like hypnotism. It's power. I don't know.
Yeah, my boobs have dark magic capabilities.
Yeah.
Anyway, who wants to hit me up now? There's a 30-second record currently for hookups. So.
For male hookups.
Male hookups, yes.
Yeah. If you're a hot man and you think you can beat that,
hit my DM. It's elizabethrosepenabrown on Insta. Yeah.
Is that what you said today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was watching one of his YouTube videos, and he just does the dumbest shit too. Like, he's funny, but there was just something about him. He's a funny guy, and he knows how to make jokes and, like, make fun of people in a good way.
Yeah.
But he's so earnest about so many groups of people that he's not a part of. That's what I think was, like, I was like, oh my god, pussy open. He's married. But just, like, talking about these groups in an empathetic way where he knows he doesn't understand, but he can acknowledge things that they struggle with. And he'll just say it so casually. It's like, this is how men should be. They should just think about it in a way that doesn't have to involve you. You don't have to understand to empathize, as well as you don't have to understand to want to go educate yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think a lot of not issues regarding women, but a lot of things women go through, and men don't fucking take the time of day to, like, understand what we are feeling.
Yeah.
They can never understand the why the way we understand it, but, like, putting the effort to just discover.
To even, like you said, discover, look into it, educate themselves on it. No,
yes.
they don't.
Yeah.
Not unless it suddenly affects them in some sort of way.
Exactly. Yeah, I had a big fat hard on for Curtis Connor earlier today. I wish I had a dick. I want to be able to have what's it called? A boner.
A boner. I relate to that.
How awesome would that be? You're making out with a hot girl, and all of a sudden you get a boner. It's like, whoa!
Yeah.
And now she knows. And now she knows how hot I think she is.
Literally, actually, yeah, a visual representation of horniness is kind of
brat.
Hot. Yeah, it's kind of brat. It's kind of brat. Actually, this is the one time that men are allowed to comment. Our boner's awesome.
Yeah, I ask my guy friends this, I think, once a year. Like, I remember that I don't understand what feels like to have a boner, and I'm like, please tell me how good it is.
See, this is the difference between us and men, because men don't care about women's issues. We want to know what a boner like. We want to educate ourselves.
If I woke up as a man, I would be trying so hard to hook up with any... I would really be embodying what it's like to be a man, because I would be so desperate with it, trying to hook up with a girl while I had a dick. Mm-hmm. I want to have my dick sucked so bad. Yeah. I'm, like, in tears thinking about it. That must feel so good.
If I were to spend one day as a man, it would be, the entire day would be me sticking my dick in things. There's nothing else. Like, okay, yeah, maybe it's cool to see what it's like to not have to live, or, like, to benefit from the society we live in with misogyny and stuff, but I would waste it, and I would just be sticking my dick in everything.
I wouldn't even be doing that. I'd be making every fucking type of dating app you could.
No,
I'd be texting girls, what you doing?
The everything being women, including women's everything, but then also other stuff to know what it felt like.
If I woke up with a dick as a man, like, if I woke, I guess I would, I don't know if I would decide to identify as a man if I woke up with a dick. I think those are kind of two different things. You could, you know what I mean? But regardless, whichever one it is, if I woke up with a dick and I wanted to fuck so bad, would you let me fuck? Just to know.
This is crazy, Elizabeth!
It's a hypothetical question.
Do you just have a dick and you look like you now?
Is it better if I transform into the man version of me?
I think it'd be better if you transform into a completely other random person. Hot man.
Okay.
Because
then,
like,
let me change the question then.
Okay.
I body switch with a random objectively hot man.
Yeah.
But you know it's me. And I'm like at the end of the day and I know I'm gonna switch back. And I'm like, Morgan, please.
Shit, I would probably say yes.
I hope you know I would say yes regardless of, like, if you woke up with a dick in any scenario and, like, you didn't have any...
If I had this body still and I just had a dick,
Yeah, but
titties and everything.
I'm not saying I'm trying to fuck you with a dick. I'm saying if you came to me saying like I want to fuck with while I have this dick so bad and I have no other options, I would be like, yeah, girl, let me get slab on that shit.
Case. This is
Maybe I'm just reading too much gay fan fiction, and maybe I should think a little bit more about my gender identity. Maybe that's what this is.
Ginger farted because she did not like that conversation. She could sense it was getting gay in here, and she farted. Yeah, I would, because I would want you to have that experience. Which that also tells me, though, but, like, how would you get me to believe you? But that also means now that if men are listening to this, they know how to convince me.
No, babe, I swear I'm your friend, Elizabeth.
I swear.
What's one thing? Okay, I guess everyone would hear. After this, let's decide one thing that no one else would know. Like, this will
help in a clone situation,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Would you fuck clone you?
Yeah, and then I would kill her. It's like, you know, the whole, if you had a clone, there's two options. You fuck them or you kill them. I choose both. Maybe both at once. That'd be kind of hot.
At once?
Yeah, like stabbing the knife all over you, but like you're also having sex. Sorry, we'll table that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I would smash myself. And we were just talking about how we have body images issues and we hate ourselves. We were like, but I'd smash them!
Yeah, but I kind of want to know how good my tongue game is. On myself.
I just want to see myself from a third-party point of view.
No. I thought about what I looked like while sucking.
I think it would make myself feel better, though. Oh, I think I would be like,
I would like to see what I look like.
Oh, I am hot. I need to stop hating on myself.
I want to see what I would look like in doggy. That's so hot, I think. Wow, that made me not being the gay allegations, I guess. I'm not trying to, I guess. But, like, a girl bent over, and, like, the thin-in waist to the... Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe I just need to fucking start investing in strapping women, like, more often than I do. Yes. Because this is what all this discourse is telling me. I want a dick, and I want to use it on a girl.
Exactly. Definitely. That is really what the solution
gist
is.
Yeah.
Like, we're, like, saying it like a hypothetical, like, there's strap-ons. They've been existing for a really long time. And we could do it, but we just get no bitches, so.
Maybe tonight at BRAT while I'm dressed sort of mask. I think this might be my strongest.
That'd be really hot if you went home with someone. That would be BRAT.
Should we transition?
Yes, I think so.
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
It is on, I believe... It's am I the a-hole situation advice type thing. Okay, so I'm going to read the post, okay? So it's from her first person perspective.
Okay.
I, 13-year-old female, and my sister, 25-year-old female, had a heated argument today. To be more specific, her older sister threatened to slap her because today is one of the few days I don't have school and I don't get to spend time with my friends during the weekdays. So tonight I had made plans with my cousin because I can't see my other friends. But my sister called me saying she needed to go out and that I had to babysit her daughter. I politely declined, saying I was busy hanging out with my cousin. However, she became angry and said I should have told her earlier that I couldn't babysit. Then she threatened to slap me. And then just talking about the fight and stuff. And then later on, her brother contacted her as well to bitch her out for not babysitting because the sister then asked him and he was like, well, I'm not babysitting. I'm going on a date. The younger sister should have to babysit. So, I guess this is less of an advice or more of a, like, what is your unsolicited opinion of the situation?
I personally don't feel like how old is the child that they're babysitting?
Didn't say. Young.
I don't think a 13-year-old should be babysitting.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought it was kind of fucked that a 25-year-old, like, you're basically making your baby sister watch your baby.
Yeah. I know that is controversial because I definitely was babysitting my sisters younger than that, but coming from that perspective, I don't think anyone younger than 16 should probably be babysitting.
Yeah, I agree.
Actually, I do stand on that take because I don't think anyone that's not driving shouldn't be babysitting because what if all of a sudden your child... I mean, I guess you should probably call the ambulance if something bad, emergency is happening, but you want someone that's able to drive your child away from a bad situation is my perspective.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think a 13-year-old should be babysitting.
Yeah, and I guess also my question / what I wanted your opinion on in that sense, do you think that a sister has the obligation to watch your baby? Or do you have the obligation to watch one of your sister's babies?
No. No one has. The only one that has an obligation to watch your children is the parents, because you gave birth to it. No one else signed up for that responsibility unless you had some sort of agreement that was what, I don't know. There's context enough there that I can assume that this was just something she assumed, that this younger sister would be able to do that for her, probably has in the past, but it's not
a given.
If I were to give advice to the 13-year-old, I don't know, it's hard when you're that age. Just do the best you can. Just try to survive. Like, I don't know. There's not really anything I can say at that age. It ends. That period of your life will end.
Yeah,
you'll be able to get out of something, as you know, of a situation you don't like. That sucks.
Yeah, I was more so, I guess my advice in that vein was just, definitely stick to keeping your boundaries, and also that it was just a fucked up situation that you shouldn't put a child in.
Yep, not your fault. Not your fault, child out there. Okay, mine is, my boyfriend has a Roblox girlfriend.
I saw this.
I found out she's 19 and her boyfriend of 21 has a Roblox girlfriend. Basically, there's not much more to that. He was begging her for another chance, but then saying, just break up with me.
Did he say how old the Roblox girlfriend was?
He says she claims she's 25. But how is he? It's through Roblox. There's no way he's supposed to know that. Or has proof of that, I would say. She says, I hesitate leaving him because I do not think I would mentally handle a breakup right now.
Stupid reason.
Girl, I don't, like, do you think he's improving your mental health situation? After discovering this? Maybe he was before, but after discovering this?
Is she 19? Do I remember that right? He's older, right?
21.
Yeah, if my older boyfriend was talking some girl, some person, you don't even know if that's a girl. A girl presenting Avatar.
Yeah.
On Roblox, and I'm 2-3 years younger than you, I'd be like, clearly we are not at the same level of maturity, but I get why she's not breaking up with him, because when you're at 19 and you have an evil boyfriend, like, that is so brat.
It's a canon event.
It's brat.
It is brat.
You don't leave that evil boyfriend at 19. It takes a village.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So I get why that wouldn't be the breaking point. But it should be.
It needs to be. Yeah. I don't think that, like, your mental health situation's going to improve from there for having that boyfriend with you. And I guess you didn't say how long you were together, but that is scary. Why is a grown man having a second relationship with a woman on Roblox?
A woman avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's giving loser. Your boyfriend is a loser. Loser man on Roblox. I was about to say Roblox is only hot when women do it, but I think Wes and Corey gets a pass on that, and Slushy Mints as well. But for the most part,
I mean, if you're making money off of it, then it's like, yeah. But otherwise, if you're just a man playing on
adult
your own time,
men,
boo.
Roblox is girlies and the gays and Kevin only. And Wes
Does
and
Kevin
Corey.
play Roblox?
No, he doesn't probably even know what that is. But that's the group of allowable.
Yeah, that's the allowable group.
Of anything. Yeah. And the few YouTubers that will be allowed.
Mm-hmm.
That's just embarrassing for the guy. Not for you. Having an evil, embarrassing boyfriend is not necessarily embarrassing for the girl, because I can always understand it.
Yeah. End it now, and you'll be able to look back on this and laugh about it and be like, what the hell was that? Yeah. That's so funny and terrible. Yeah. But one thing that will happen to you is if you stay, I can guarantee you're going to, like, be embarrassed that you did.
Oh, actually, I have great advice that just popped in my head. My advice, everything you said, and then you should definitely make fun of him about this situation exactly, expose him to all of his friends, all of your friends, probably all of your social media as well, and just let everybody know that your older boyfriend, who can legally drink, legal adult boyfriend, had a Roblox girlfriend. Yeah, that's, I think, the next step.
That's if you want revenge, or to be petty, for sure, and that's a valid route to take.
I don't even think it's petty, I just think it's good advice.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is good advice, but I think the more important part is to just break up with him.
Well, that's what you had said. I'm adding on the next steps of the advice. I'm saying yes to everything Morgan is saying, but on top of that, this is the prime situation to humiliate this man. I'm pro humiliate men. Honestly, like, in another episode, I just caught myself saying, like, and I, like, train screeches in my brain. We'll circle back to talking about my ex-boyfriend, I'm sure plenty of other times, but I will specifically tell the story of why I cheated on him in that scenario. But what I'm trying to say is, I fucking wish I told that man that I cheated on him. He does not know to this day, unless he watches this.
I hope he does, and this is how he finds out.
I wish he would, but I don't think he would.
No.
I don't think. He had got a new girlfriend pretty soon after he broke up, and probably they're torturing each other for all eternity. One can only hope. That's my biggest regret about the relationship. Not leaving him earlier. I wish I looked him in his stupid fucking face and said, guess what, Nick? I fucked this fucking guy who was like 5'5", because I just hated you so much. I hated you so bad I fucked a 5'5" Italian man who lasted 2 pumps, and that was still fucking better than being with you. Sorry.
Real, actually. And
maybe we should clip this and put this on the song.
Then he will. It'll get to him somehow.
Yeah. Well.
Maybe that'll give you what you need, and then you can let the girl know that was in this Reddit post if it was worth it.
I know it would be worth it. Okay. That's why I'm telling it's good advice, because the only thing I regret is not telling him I had a big humiliation opportunity, and I didn't. I spared his feelings. Okay, I never told him. I see. Just broke up with him. So, yeah.
Yeah, valid. Do we want to get into our must recommends?
Yeah. Do you want to go first, or do you?
No, you go first.
All right. I debated between two, but I'm gonna stick to my guns with the one I originally decided. My must recommend for this week is How Bad Do You Want Me, the song by Lady Gaga, off her new album Mayhem. I listened to about half of Mayhem, so I am not the all-knowing one of the album. I'm a pretty big Lady Gaga fan, but I wouldn't say a super in-depth Lady Gaga fan. That song scratches my brain in the right way. It's all about how guys always want, the perfect girl, and they don't want the crazy girl, but right. The lyrics, there's literally lyrics that are like a psychotic love theme, how bad do you want me, and it's literally that. It's just a love song about being the psychotic girl, and I'm not praising it for its lyricism, not that I shouldn't praise it for its lyricism, but it's just it scratches the brain right song. I'll play it for you when we're driving, actually.
Okay, yeah.
It's so good. I can't stop listening to it. It's been my number one on Superfans, an app where it tells you your music stats. My number one 2 weeks in a row. I get in the car and I pretty much cue that, and then I cue Addison Rae's new song. It's pretty much what I've been doing as of late. So
yeah, real. My recommendation is on theme. Listen to BRAT and take walks. The weather's getting nicer. And BRAT is the perfect soundtrack to a good strut. So get out there and strut. If you want, like, you could just listen to the album, or you could listen to the track list, or there's this girl on TikTok and Instagram or whatever named Allie Bennett, Bennett.
She has a BRAT strut?
I'm 90% sure.
Slay.
So listen to that. And just get outside and take walks more. I've been trying to do that, again, trying to take more care of my body, and that includes getting outside and walking. And it just feels, it's hard to, like, get up and do it, but it just feels really good. And then just being off, any time I spend off TikTok is feeling better on my brain. So do that.
Yeah. Go for BRAT walks, and then while you're doing that, slip in How Bad Do You Want Me by Lady Gaga. That's our advice. That's our, not advice, but our advice for this week.
Your homework, actually. No, we're changing it to homework. You have to do this. Go on a BRAT walk, slip a little Lady Gaga in there. Tell me, do you feel better about humanity?
Yeah, I agree.
Do you? I think that's it for us today. Yeah. Let's do socials before I forget.
Okay. Do you want me to do it? I have it on the dome. Ew. Sorry, I hate when people say one time saw a guy, and he DM'd me, and he said, "You trying to give me some dome?"
Ew! I would have so much more riz if I that day that I wake up with a penis I'm gonna.
No, I already don't have Riz though. But anyway, that was the first time I ever heard someone call it dome, and I laughed so hard. It was so funny. On Insta, follow us. We are We Know Better Pod. We are saying that as on Spotify and YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, please rate us and follow the pod. And the difference is on TikTok, it's We Know Better Pod with 2 Ds. Mm-hmm. Personal Instagram, I'm elizabethrosepenabrown on Instagram. Edgy Liz on TikTok. Probably I've decided that I'm not going to mention any other social medias that I have.
That's fair.
And it's Morg Cooper 2020 on both Insta and TikTok.
Oh, wow. Yeah, she did.
I had to put it in the description, like, for the last 2, so now I know it.
Yep, and that's the only things I use, so I'm not going to plug anything else either. But now we're going to head to the Brat tour, so...
Guess what me and Billy have been texting about.
Goodbye!